Hi, hello everyone, it's PCA Sanjay. So welcome back to next particular video on chapter number 5, items of FS. So initially assertions and topics. Second item, basic disclosure items. In the P&L account items check audit of items of FS and P&L account items. The very first item what we are going to learn is sales. Sales. Sales of product and service. So basically, സെയിൽസിനകത്ത് നമുക്ക് 3 ടോപ്പിക്കാണ് പഠിക്കാനുള്ളത്. ഒന്ന് ബേസിക് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ, ഒന്ന് ജനറൽ ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ, ഒന്ന് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ട് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ. ഓക്കെ ആണോ? ബേസിക്, ജനറൽ, സ്പെസിഫിക്. ഞാൻ ഈ ടോട്ടൽ സെയിൽസിന് 3 ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യണം. ബേസിക് ഐറ്റംസ് ടു ബി ചെക്ക്, ബേസിക് ഐറ്റംസ് ടു ബി നോൺ ബൈ ദ ഓഡിറ്റർ, ജനറൽ ഐറ്റംസ് ടു ബി വെരിഫൈഡ് ബൈ ദ ഓഡിറ്റർ ആൻഡ് സ്പെസിഫിക് ഐറ്റംസ് ടു ബി വെരിഫൈഡ് ബൈ ദ ഓഡിറ്റർ. ഓക്കെ ആണോ? ഫൈൻ ആണോ? യെസ്. Okay, see, this particular chapter requires more of your judgment. Okay, you have to think. Okay, more than keeping on reading this chapter again and again. This chapter crack practically think. Okay, what actually an auditor is going to do when he is going to audit, how he is going to check, verify the sales items. Sales item or P&L account item. P&L account item assertions and the occurrence, cut off, completeness, accuracy, measurement. As an auditor, P&L account items check. Okay, so that's basic basic. Okay, just think like you are going to audit an item of audit a company, and in their financial statement you are seeing sales is equal to 10 CR. What are the first thing that you should understand? First thing you should understand is auditor need to obtain understanding of the auditor needs to understand where is this auditor need to obtain a clear understanding about organization and its revenue center. First thing what we have to understand is ഒരു കമ്പനിക്ക് എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെയാണ് റവന്യൂ വരുന്നത്, അവർക്ക് എത്ര സെയിൽസ് പോയിന്റ് ഉണ്ട്, അവർക്ക് എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെ റവന്യൂ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് യു ഹാവ് ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് വാട്ട് ആർ ദ ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് സർവീസസ് ഓർ പ്രൊഡക്ട്സ് ദ എൻറ്റിറ്റി പ്രൊവൈഡ്സ്. എൻറ്റിറ്റിക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രൊഡക്ട്സ് ഉണ്ട്, ഏതൊക്കെ സർവീസസ് ഉണ്ട്, എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെയാണ് അവർക്ക് റവന്യൂ കിട്ടുന്നത്. സേ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഐ എം ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ് ടാറ്റ കമ്പനി. ടാറ്റക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് ഉണ്ട്? ടാറ്റയുടെ സ്റ്റീൽ ഉണ്ട്, ടാറ്റയുടെ മോട്ടോഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്, ടാറ്റ പവർ ഉണ്ട്, ടാറ്റ TCS ഉണ്ട്. സോ വാട്ട് ആർ ദ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് ദ എൻറ്റിറ്റി പ്രൊവൈഡ്സ്. കാരണം എത്ര പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് അവർക്ക് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് ഞാൻ അറിയണം. ഡിമാൻഡ് ഫോർ ദ സർവീസ് ആൻഡ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്. വാട്ട് ഇസ് ദ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഫോർ ദ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്? What is their major selling product? From which product they are getting their major percentage of the revenue? Introduction of new products or services. Have they introduced any new product this year? Have they discontinued any new product? Who are their major customer? What are the terms and conditions for the sale? On credit basis, cash basis? If they are selling a product on credit basis, within how much days they have to get the money? So these are the basic things I should understand. What are the basic things you should understand in case of sales? Basic things. What are the types of products and services? Types of products and services. What is their major selling product? Major selling product. Who is their major customer? Who is their major customer? What are the terms and conditions? Terms and conditions for sales. Have they introduced any new product? Have they discontinued any existing product? So these are the basic things I should understand even before I go for verification. Okay, what are the basic things whenever you are going to audit a company? If you are auditing the sales item, the basic things you should understand, what are the different products and services the company is selling, because only if they are selling the products and services they are going to generate revenue, right? So first thing you have to understand is what are the basic product, what are the basic things you should understand, what are the different types of products and services the company is involved, or the company is indulged in selling, and which is your major selling product. Say for example, my company has 5 items, but major portion of my revenue is coming from this particular item. So which is the major selling product? Who is our major customer? Wholesale customer or retail customer? Who is our major customer? What is the terms and conditions whenever you are making a sale? Say for example, I am selling the product on a credit basis. Okay, within how much days I should get the money? Have I introduced any new product? Have I discontinued any existing product? These are the basic things you should understand. Okay, Anna? Fine, Anna? Yes. Once we are done with basic, now we are moving on to general things. In general things, whether it is sales, whether it is purchase, the general things is going to be the same. Okay, general things, the topics which we are going to discuss in general thing is same for sales, same for purchase, same for any item. Okay, first thing, you have to perform risk assessment procedure. Perform risk assessment procedure. According to the risk assessment procedure, after once the risk assessment procedure is done, you have to do compliance procedure. Compliance procedure. I will explain each and every point. Don't worry. Now listen. Once compliance procedure is done, you have to go for substantive audit procedure. In substantive audit procedure, first you will go for sampling. Okay, you will perform audit procedures on sample tested, samples selected. Then you will perform substantive audit procedure. Which one? Analytical procedure. You will perform analytical procedure. Done. These are the 4 things in general things which an auditor will do. First, he will perform risk assessment process. What do you mean by risk assessment process? Understanding the entity, its environment, control. You will understand what are the controls in relation to sales. Sales may the controls are. You will understand the controls. Then you will go for compliance process. Once you understand the control, you will test the controls. Test the controls. Sir, what is compliance procedure? Compliance procedure is nothing but your test of controls. I hope you remember this. Compliance procedure is nothing but your test of control. First, we understand the control. Once we understand the control, we will test the control to know whether the control is operating effectively, to know whether the controls are adequate. Okay. Then we will select some samples. We will perform the audit procedures on the sample. Then we will go for analytical procedure. We will compare. We will see the ratios to see whether there is any unusual fluctuations or not. These are the 4 things which you have to understand. Now let's see what general points on detailed textbook. First one, auditor needs to obtain understanding of the control. What do you mean by understanding the control? Sir, risk assessment procedure, sir. What is risk assessment procedure? Understanding the entity, its environment, its control. First thing, you have to understand the controls. Okay, sales the controls implemented by the manager. You should obtain an understanding. First point. Second point, you have to test the control. Once you understand the control, you should test the control. Sir, why do we want to test the control? Because if the controls are strong, then the substantive audit procedure you will be done will be less. If the controls are weak, then you have to perform more substantive audit procedure. Sir, what do you mean by substantive audit procedure? Substantive means detailed. So detailed audit determine the result of TOC, test of control. You will test the control. If the controls are strong, you will perform less SAP. If the controls are weak, you have to go for more SAP. SAP means detailed audit procedure. Okay. So if the controls are strong, you will go for less SAP. Are you guys able to understand? Are you guys able to understand? Okay, fine, ano? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine answer. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Just a second. Yeah, got it. Okay, fine. See, also should test the control. And if they are strong, then the auditor can reduce the extent of substantive testing. And if at all there is any deficiencies in the internal control, it should be communicated as per SA 265. We have already learned this SA 265. Okay, Oda? Yes. Then moving on to the third point. What is third point? Select the sample. Auditor should select a random sample of transaction and examines the related customer purchase order. Randomly, he will select some sample and he will apply the audit procedure. He will check the sales invoice number. He will check the amount. He will check whether it is recorded properly. Okay, fine. Yes. Then he will finally perform substantive audit procedure. What do you mean by substantive audit procedure? We will perform substantive analytical procedure. We will compare. We will check the trend. It comes to sales trend analysis, comparison with the previous year, ratio analysis, all these things. Okay. So what are the 4 general steps? 4 general steps is first one, risk assessment procedure. Then we will perform TOC or compliance procedure. Then 2, then we will perform substantive audit procedure. First substantive audit procedure is sampling. And then I will go for substantive analytical procedure. Okay, done. Fine. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. These are our general points. These are our general points. Okay. These are our general points. We learn the basic things we have to do. We learn the general things we have to do. Basic things. Basic things. See, whenever we are going to audit, we should understand the basic thing. What are the different types of products and services the company is selling? What is their major selling product? Okay, who are the major customers, whether they have introduced any product this year, whether they have discontinued any product, all these basic things. Okay, then we will move on to the general things. 4 points: wrap, TOC, then sampling, analytical procedure. Okay. Yes, in this question there's another type of question which could be asked for 2 marks. Okay, what are the different controls in relation to sales? See, here you said you should understand the controls, right? What are the different controls which could be existing in the sales? First one, sales നടത്തുന്ന സമയത്ത് എന്തൊക്കെ controls ആയിരിക്കും അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവാൻ chance ഉണ്ടെന്നുള്ളത്? First one, segregation of duty. First one, segregation of duty. Then whether there is a procedure to check the credit limit. Who checks the credit limit? Means credit worthiness of the, see, whenever you are selling your product on credit base, കടം കൊടുക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആ കടം കൊടുത്ത വ്യക്തിയുടെ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ലിമിറ്റ്, ക്രെഡിറ്റ് വർത്തിനെസ് നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ടേ? അയാൾക്ക് കടം കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന വ്യക്തിയാണ്, അവന് കടം കൊടുത്ത് അവൻ പൈസ തിരിച്ചടക്കാനുള്ള കെൽപ്പ് ഉണ്ടോ നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ടേ? യെസ്, വി ഹാവ് ടു ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ദ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് വർത്തിനെസ് ഓഫ് ദ purchaser. Okay, so whether that is such kind of procedure. Who authorizes the sales order? Third one. Who raises the sales invoice? Fourth one. When and how the goods are delivered and dispatched? Fifth one. Who ensures that the risk and rewards are transferred? Sixth one. So basically 6 controls are there. 6 controls are given in our textbook. First one, segregation of duty. Segregation of duty. Everything should not be done by one person. It should be delegated to 2 or 3 persons. Okay, segregation of duty. Second one, whether there is a procedure to check the credit worthiness of the person to whom we are selling the goods on credit. Okay, whether there is a procedure to see the credit worthiness of the person to whom we are selling the goods on credit. Who authorizes the sales order? Who raises the sales invoice? Whether the amount is properly recorded and received from the debtors. Then whether how the risk and rewards are transferred to the customer. See, sometimes when we generate the invoice, risk and reward will be transferred. Sometimes the point when we are generating the invoice, risk and reward is not transferred. The point when the goods are transferred, delivered from our manufacturing location or from our godown, the risk and reward is transferred. Okay, what you have to understand is, as per AS9, a transaction is recorded only when the risk and reward is transferred. So we should know at what point this risk and reward is transferred. Sales invoice generate ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്താണോ risk and reward transfer ആവുന്നത്? അതോ sales invoice generate ചെയ്തു പിന്നീട് 2 ദിവസം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് ഗുഡ്സ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഡിസ്പാച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഗുഡ്സ് ഡിസ്പാച്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണോ റിസ്ക് ആൻഡ് റിവാർഡ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ആവുന്നത്? എപ്പോഴാണ് റിസ്ക് ആൻഡ് റിവാർഡ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ആവുന്നത്? യു ഷുഡ് നോ ദിസ്. Okay, so these are the few controls. So we are done with basic points and general points. Now we are moving on to the specific points where we will check for assertions. Okay, fine ആണോ? Fine ആണോ? Yes. Occurrence, cut off, completeness, accuracy, ഇതൊക്കെ ഇവിടെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. Okay, I hope you are very clear with basic and general points. Okay, now we are moving on with assertions. Assertions, first assertion we are going to check is occurrence, whether such kind of transaction has been actually occurred or not. Okay, we have to ensure that the revenue is not overstated. See, sometimes what happens is these companies will overstate the revenue. Sometimes these companies will have to meet some target, but they have not achieved that much amount of sales. So what they will do is they will do some fictitious sales. Okay, fake sales. Okay, so as an auditor, how am I going to ensure that the sales are not overstated? Okay, order. Yes, first one. Check whether single invoice is recorded twice. Sometimes they will record the same invoice twice. So as an auditor, I have to check them. Test check few invoices. What do you mean by test check? Sir, on sample basis, I have to check few sales invoices. Okay, it's not possible for an auditor to verify 100% transaction. So sample basis check here. Obtain confirmation from few customers. What is the standard for obtaining external confirmation? SA 505. Obtain confirmation from the randomly take few sample sales invoice and see who has purchased from us, the customer. Call the customer and ask him, have you purchased this much amount of products on this date from this particular client? So we will get the confirmation. Obtain confirmation. See whether any fictitious customers have been recorded. What do you mean by fictitious customer? Fake customer. Sometimes these companies will indulge in creating such fictitious sales in order to achieve their targets. Okay. Whether any shipments were done without the consent. Very, very important point. This is a damn important point. What do you mean by this point? See, I will explain to you. See, what happens is, what these companies will do in order to achieve their targets. See, this is my company. Okay. This company, in order to achieve the target, they, as on 31st March, they have to achieve some kind of target. Okay. But they are very far behind the target. They want to somehow achieve this target. What these companies will do is like on 31st March or on 29, 30 or 31, means 1 week before the year end. Okay, what they will do is they will send the goods even before purchase order. Customer purchase order നൽകിയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിലും ഇവർ goods customer അയക്കും. This is our customer. Okay, this goods will reach to the customer as on, say for example, 2nd April. 2nd April. Okay, this goods will reach the customer on 2nd April. When this goods reach the customer, what will customer say? Sir, I have not made any purchase. Why did you sell? Why did you send these goods on us? We don't want such kind of goods. So the goods will be returned back. The goods will be returned back. Customer will say, sir, ഞങ്ങൾ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല, എന്തിനാ ഈ ഗുഡ്സ് അയച്ചിട്ടത്, തിരിച്ചയച്ചോ. സോ ഗുഡ്സ് തിരിച്ചു വരും. പക്ഷെ തിരിച്ചു വരുമ്പോൾ എപ്പോഴാണ് വന്നത്? നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴാണ് ഗുഡ്സിന്റെ ഈ സെയിൽസ് റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഡിസ്പാച്ച് ചെയ്ത സമയത്ത്. സോ 29th മാർച്ചിന് സെയിൽസ് റെക്കോർഡോ. 29th March on the financial year, for example, this is 29 March 24. This is 23-24 financial year. Okay, return on the 2nd April. 2nd 2/4/24. This is the financial year 24-25. Okay, so end e financial target achieve chedu. Financial target achieve chedu. Sales are the financial sales return. So such kind of things can also be done by the companies. Okay, so what will auditor do? How will an auditor identify such kind of things? What auditor will do is, at the financial first 2 weeks, sales return auditor check in. That's sales book. The financial auditor has to verify such kind of things. Okay, whether any shipments were done without the consent and agreement of the customer. Okay, now whether any unearned revenue has been recorded as earned. We all know we can record the revenue on accrual basis only when there is a certainty about the amount. See, these 2 points are same. Whether any substantial uncertainty exists about the collectibility. We can record a revenue only when the amount to be received is certain. When we are very certain, when it is very sure that the amount will be received. Accrual basis, AS9, we can record the revenue on accrual basis. What is accrual basis? As and when the revenue is earned. Not when the revenue is received, as and when the revenue is earned. Yes. Whether any unearned revenue has been recorded. Whether there's any substantial uncertainty exists about the collectibility. Paisa kittannathumai bandhappetta valla buddhimuttundo. Review sequence of sales invoices. What do you mean by sequence of sales invoices? I was just randomly checking the sales invoices. So sales invoice number 200, 201, 202, 204. Sir, where is 203? 203 is missing. So as an auditor, I have to review the sequence of sales invoices, whether any sales invoice has been missed. Okay, review the journal entries for unusual transaction. Calculate the ratios of sales return to sales and compare it with the previous year. Means you are performing analytical procedure. What do you mean analytical procedures are comparison? You are comparing the sales return of the current year to the sales return of the previous year. So that if there is any unusual fluctuation, you can go for investigation. Check the sales return with sales invoice. Check the sales return with the sales invoice. Okay, all the sales return, whether the stock has been actually received back, whether credit note has been passed or not, all these kind of things you have to see. Okay, then for ensuring there is no understatement or overstatement, you can also perform cut-off procedure. Okay, you can also perform cut-off. What do you mean by cut-off procedure? Cut-off procedure means all the transactions has been recorded in the proper period itself. All the transactions were recorded in the correct accounting period. Cut-off period. Cut-off. So even the cut-off errors will usually arise when the companies recognize the revenue based on the date on which sales invoices are generated rather than a risk and rewards are transferred. See, what happens is, say for example, there is a company. There is a customer. Customer places the order. Order was placed on 29th March 24. Invoice was generated on 31/3/24. Goods were dispatched on 2nd April 24. Okay. So as per the agreement, risk and reward is transferred only when the goods were dispatched. And you can record an revenue only when the risk and reward is transferred. Yes, already when the risk and reward is transferred, you can record the revenue, you can record the transaction. Yes. So here, what company did was, company booked the sales on 31 March. But have the risk and reward transfer? No. So this is actually, this is financial year 23/24 and this is financial year 24/25. Yes. So actually this sales belongs to the next financial year. So we have to make a cut off there. All the transactions which have recorded in the period is belongs to the same actual accounting period itself. We have to ensure that, right? Yes. So okay, cut off. Cut off errors will usually arise when the company recognize the revenue based on the date on which sales invoice is generated. എപ്പോഴാണ് നമ്മൾ റവന്യൂ റെക്കഗ്നൈസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? ഇൻവോയ്സ് ജനറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണോ? അല്ല. പിന്നെ എപ്പോഴാണ്? റിസ്ക് ആൻഡ് റിവാർഡ് എപ്പോഴാണോ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ആവുന്നത് അപ്പോഴാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? റവന്യൂ റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ശരിയല്ല? യെസ്. അത് ഓഡിറ്റർ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം. കട്ട് ഓഫ് പ്രൊസീജിയർ ഓഡിറ്റർ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം. 31st മാർച്ചിന് 1 വീക്ക് ബിഫോറും 1 വീക്കിന് ശേഷമുള്ള എല്ലാ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ ഓഡിറ്റർ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ സംഭവം കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ ആണോ? യെസ്. Next, auditor should verify the credit notes issued after the accounting period. See, which this point is again referring to our this one. This one. Whether any shipments were done without the consent. If what happens if the shipments were done without the consent, they will return the goods, right? So when they return goods, they have to issue the credit note, right? So whether auditor has to verify the credit notes, sales return, okay, issued after the accounting period, 31st March in ശേഷം വന്നിട്ടുള്ള sales return auditor check ചെയ്യണം. അടുത്തൊരു 1 or 2 weeks ഇടയ്ക്ക് വന്നിട്ടുള്ള sales return എന്തിനാ നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? Sometimes these companies will indulge in such kind of fictitious sales. They will even book the sale even if the customer has not ordered. The goods will reach the customer. Customer will say, I have not ordered. The goods will be returned back. They will issue the credit note. Okay, fake sales. Okay, no. That's auditor check it out. Trace from the shipping documents. Shipping documents verify. Quantity appears in the sales register. Check whether quantities appear in sales register or not, and check reconciliation of total sales goods dispatched as per the stock record and financial records and statutory records like GST. See, what you can do is books inathulla sales adinte quantity check cheya. Stock register nathulla quantity check cheya. Etra stock aanu കുറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. GST സൈറ്റിൽ കയറിയിട്ട് GST റിട്ടേൺ ഫയൽ ചെയ്യണ്ടേ? 3A 3B ഒക്കെ 3B ഒക്കെ ഫയൽ ചെയ്യണ്ടേ? അപ്പൊ അവിടെ എത്ര സെയിൽസ് ആണ് റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്തത്? യു ക്യാൻ വെരിഫൈ. ഓക്കെ, റിവ്യൂ ദ GST ടാക്സ് ആൻഡ് ദ GST റിട്ടേൺസ് ആൻഡ് എൻഷുർ ദ സെയിം ആർ റിക്കൺസൈൽ വിത്ത് ദ റവന്യൂ റിപ്പോർട്ടഡ് ഇൻ ദ P&L അക്കൗണ്ട്. P&L അക്കൗണ്ട് എത്ര റവന്യൂ ആണോ റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത് അത് തന്നെയാണ് GSTRന്റെ 3B-നകത്തും റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള. ഓഡിറ്റർ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം. ഇഫ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എനി വേരിയൻസ്, ഇഫ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എനി ഡിഫറൻസ്, ഓഡിറ്റർ ഷുഡ് inquire for the reasons. Auditor should inquire for the reasons. And finally, measurement. Measurement means accuracy. Record the amount correct. Whatever amount has been recorded, whether it is proper or not, whether it has been recorded appropriately. Whether the amount recorded is appropriate means we are checking for accuracy. First one, take few sales transaction. Check from the receipt of sales order to the payment of receivables. Every underlying. Trace few transactions from inception to completion. Examine in depth. See, take few transactions on sample basis and check from the inception to completion. Check from the date on which the sales order has been received till the sales has been reached the customer. Complete thing you have to verify. Examination in depth. If the client is engaged in exports, there will be some exchange differences. So we have to ensure AS11 has been complied or not. We know what is AS11, the exchange difference, foreign exchange difference. Auditor must understand the client's operation and related gap issues. Point of sales revenue means nothing but our AS9. When can we recognize the revenue? When can we recognize the revenue? When the risk and reward is transferred. Compare the rate of sales affected with the related part. Very, very important. If any sales has been made to related party, as an auditor, we have to check whether board of directors approval is received, whether audit committee's approval is received. Okay, now whether the transactions were done at arm's length price. Arm's length price means reasonable market price. Okay, whether the price start from the related parties is at arm's length price. These are the few things you have to verify. Okay, now, and finally disclosure, which you are already learning in your accounting accounts. Schedule 3 എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഡിസ്ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. This is a homework topic for you. You have to learn by your own. Okay, disclosure topics നിങ്ങൾ തന്നെ പഠിക്കണം. Okay, now, fine. This is all about our sales topic. Sales ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. Okay, ഈ സെയിൽസ് ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കുറേ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുവാണെങ്കിൽ I will provide you my short notes. Short notes are there. You can check from the short notes. Everything which is required for your exam. See, I have cut off so many unwanted എന്ന് ഞാൻ പറയില്ല. For making your life easy, I have I have removed some points. I have included some important points here. Okay, so first we have given general point ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്, specific point ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. ഏത് വന്നിട്ടില്ല ഇവിടെ? ബേസിക് വന്നിട്ടില്ല. ബേസിക് പോയിന്റ്സ് പഠിച്ച് കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് സർവീസ് ആണുള്ളത്, അത് ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. സോ ഫസ്റ്റ് ജനറൽ പോയിന്റ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് എന്താണ്? റാപ്പ്, അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദ കൺട്രോൾ. ദെൻ കംപ്ലയൻസ് പ്രൊസീജിയർ, ടെസ്റ്റ് ദ control. Then sample, select the random sample. Then perform analytical procedure. Then overstated, check whether single invoice is recorded twice, few invoices, obtain confirmation. SA 505 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? Yes. Fictitious customer, any shipments were done without the consent of the customer, unearned revenue recorded, substantial uncertainty exists. Sequence of sales invoice എല്ലാ sales invoice വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ, journal entries, ratio of sales return to sales, then measurement nathum, completeness nathum, everything has been provided. Okay, you can either learn from this short notes, from our short notes, or you can learn from the study material, whichever is comfortable to you, you can refer. Okay, I prefer, see, if you are having time, you can read from the study material. I say study, that is the best thing you can do. But if you are preparing for both groups, or if you are not much interested in this chapter, sometimes what happens is everything starts from here. Sometimes what you will think like, sir, this is such a big chapter and weightage is 12 marks. I'm not feeling to invest time in this chapter. So if you are having such kind of thoughts, like you are not interested in this particular chapter, you can prepare, you can't skip. There is no option to skip. So you can prepare this chapter from this particular short notes paper. Okay, Nada? Short notes. Okay, Nada? Yes. So this is all about our sales. I hope you have enjoyed the sales topic. Next video, we will discuss about purchase topics. Okay, Nada? Fine, Nada? Yes. So signing off. CA Sanjay Prabhu. Thank you.